Okay, so hopefully you can hear me again, so I can go through all of the stuff that I just said one more time. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, there were some bugs fixed that people care about, and Gehenna was removed from random select because I got one too many complaints about it. You can still pick it, but it won't show up if you pick random, and it doesn't count toward the World Warrior Princess achievement. Alright, so there's a super jump sound that we're testing this week, and now I'm caught up. Two kicks is no longer dash or push block because most people didn't use it. Do you want to like ask him to turn that down? Because most people didn't use it, and the people that didn't like it, the only opinions that I got were I don't like this, and everybody else said I never really use it. If you're a peacock and you need to dash around while you're holding an item, you can still use 3 punches. Alright, a bug fix. DHCing from a throw, because throws don't scale damage at all until they're done. So DHCing from a throw now scales your damage to the maximum amount that DHCs normally scale your damage to, instead of leaving it at 100%. That's only important for like 2 DHCs, but it happens. Alright. So updates for this week. I think I went through this last week, but I wrote it down anyway. Whoops. Come on. Finish your throw animation. Yeah, alright. So, the hitbox before Mary Gorilla goes active has been removed because she's no longer invincible, and being hit in the arm before you throw kind of sucks because that's what it was for. Yeah, that one was from last week. Alright, so sorry about all this. I have notes, but there were a lot of them, so yeah, alright. Turn off hitbox. Alright, so Eliza's ground throw now adds hits for all the hits. And the damage was redistributed. It's the same amount of damage, but now it's actually 7 hits as opposed to 1 because it was kind of weird that it wasn't. That's mostly just visual, but it's there. Alright, Peacock and Squiggly. So, Peacock. Let's see. Crouching medium kick pulls in very slightly on ground hit and slightly more on air hit just to help combos work better. So, just as to help you, because standing hard punch would miss at some distances and it was kind of annoying. Oh, there, she's gonna die because health is not on 100%. Alright, health is not 100%. Air throw leaves them slightly closer to you than the beta used to, but not as close as the real game. I was gonna do something else, which I may still do, but for now I did that. What else we got? Oh yeah. So it used to be that in the beta you couldn't hard kick teleport as long as your assist was out doing stuff. Now you can. But you can't hard kick teleport while they are coming in. So if you do it very quickly, like before they hit the ground, it'll always be medium kick and it won't go behind them. But if you want to do combos with teleports in them, now you can, because you can do it as soon as they hit the ground. So it's a little bit of a nerf, but not as much of a nerf as it used to be. Also, Lenny blows up if you DHC after he's been hit by any part of Argus Agony instead of just the last part. It used to be just the little lasers that'll do that. Now the big laser will also do that. Also, I don't have anyone on the other team that this is really useful for, but I guess I could try and show this off. Is she on ground tech? No, she should be on ground tech. Okay. So, this is going to be really esoteric and weird, but basically I redid the first laser of Argus Agony to be more like all of the projectiles that came after that. So it used to be a hit for 1 frame, and then 9 frames of nothing, and then a hit again, and then 9 frames of nothing. So now, those hits, if you can see that red box was there for the entire time, those hits last for the entire time that the laser is up. The upshot of this is that it's easier to catch people without OTGing because you no longer have to time a 1 frame hit. You actually have the whole time that the laser is out to be able to catch them. So it's slightly more consistent. And it's basically up to the standards of the rest of the game, which it wasn't. Alright. Squiggly. Alright. So she turn off the hitboxes again. Alright. Squiggly has a 5-frame buffer after Arpeggio now because I've been adding those to all the rest of the stuff. So if you want to hit that link, note I have not practiced this link at all. It's really easy to do now because there's a 5-frame buffer in there. So the same stuff that won't combo, but it's easier to do links off of that. Also, her level 3, the attack data won't matter because it's 3 versus 2. Actually, alright, so her level 3 does a fewer amount of hits and less damage. However, it does not lose hits over time, and it sneaks better. So it moves slower over time also, which means that it actually sneaks them better. I was going to try and demonstrate that with a spear. Right. So now it's actually slightly more useful in the way that it's supposed to be. Like, it'll actually follow him around and hit him when you thought it was going to hit him. It still does not go away if Squiggly gets hit, so you have to deal with it, but now it's 8 hits all the time. Although it's never 11 hits, which it used to be, or 10 or whatever, I can't count. Okay. That covers everybody. Yeah, my speech stuff is all done. Okay, that covers everybody that's not Beowulf, so how about Beowulf? Because everybody was excited about Beowulf. Alright. So for the single person in the chat that always complains that Beowulf doesn't have a voice yet, Beowulf still does not have a voice. However, the reason he doesn't have a voice is because all of the lines that need voice are not yet written, so that counts as a... Well, what? Not yet finished, yeah. So that counts as a good reason for him not having a voice. Alright. Also, you probably can't see it from here, but his shirt color was corrected to be the right color instead of dark gray. Now it's like off-white. I don't know how much of a difference that makes for everybody, but there it is. And we are going to be alive again, I guess. And a different color Beowulf, why not? Okay. So, first things on Beowulf. There are a ton of new clean frames. Like, an actual ton. If frames weighed something, this would probably be a ton of them. I have a whole list here, so I may as well just do them all at once. Standing medium kick, jumping medium kick. The effect is not yet colored. Jumping hard punch, which is awesome, and also includes the chairless jumping hard punch. And because it was originally part of jumping hard punch's animation, that includes whatever we called this, Canis Major Press. Yes, I remember the names of moves. All right. Jumping weak kick is now colored. Jumping medium punch. That's not jumping. Jumping medium punch, which also means dashing medium punch. Jumping weak punch, which also means dashing weak punch. So now he's got lots of colored normals. Oh yeah, crouching hard punch, which wasn't colored in yet. Crouching hard kick, including chairless, which is awesome. Yeah, remember that move is gigantic. And you can ground tech. Whee! Oh yeah, ground techs. Ground techs. Which are animations that we have to do. Yes, they are. Crouching weak kick, which also includes the Gatish Trepak. Yes, more move names I can remember. Chair fall, which is not something that you see often, but happens when he tags back in when there isn't a chair. So that's colored. Crouching hard punch. Oh yeah, standing hard kick, which basically means most of your link combos are colored in now. Tackle is fully colored, which also means command grab is fully colored. Yeah. So now the startup is actually different, and you can tell slightly better. Alright, and upside down, which I don't have Cerebell in the other team, so I can't show you, and win, which I can show you because we can put their health down to nothing.
Let's go! Fight!
And then we can punch them once each.
Bad at all.
Yeah, wind pose. And his other version with the wolf hood on is also colored. So that's a ton of stuff. There's actually not a huge amount of frames left uncolored. Alright, so things that are not colored frames. His stage has been edited slightly. The stage in the background is bigger. There is an animation for cameras after the Super Flash because everybody's excited about stuff after the Super Flash because it's wrestling. Alright. The new stuff for this week, the stuff that you're actually here for, I'll go kind of in order. And actually I'm going to pick Peacock on the other team because I can. Alright, Peacock, Beowulf, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Alright, so, even though I don't normally do stuff like this DHC has been fixed. So that it works and they don't get hit by the little shots after Beowulf does his punch super. Specifically in that instance and in no other instance, he waits 12 frames before he actually does the super. Because it kind of sucked that didn't work, but now it works. Alright, what else we got? Oh, Crouching Fierce has 2 frames more hit stun, which doesn't matter for anything except for it makes some of these slightly easier. Did that? Oh yeah. So if you release them with a headbutt or a knee, the recovery frames of that are now super cancelable. So it's easier to do follow-ups. You can't actually do extra follow-ups that you couldn't do before. They're just easier. Right? Like, you can hit that every time because you have like 10 more frames to do it. What else? Oh, and now the stuff that you actually care about. Alright, here we go. Number 1. If you slam the opponent onto the chair, which I just failed to do. Alright, hold on. I gotta like put her in the right place because I didn't rehearse any of this. Yeah, here we go. Alright, if you slam the opponent onto the chair, it knocks over the chair and you get the chair back and it does extra damage. If you do that during a super, which is slightly easier because you can do that and it's the right amount of time, then you get a bigger dust cloud and more damage. That works with anything that's a slam, except for Fisherman Toss, so it works with Bulldog, and with Grendel Killer, which I'm going to have a problem saying Gringo Killer the entire time. Yeah, so you get extra damage for that, and you get the chair back without having to pick it up afterwards. Alright, and hype. So here we go. There are now 3 levels of crowd excitement, and I'm going to save state before I do any of this. So, level 1 is sparklers from the side of the stage. Level 2 is confetti and 2 sparklers, and level 3 is full screen confetti and 3 sparklers. They carry over. You can't do it again from standing light punch right now, but you can check it with standing medium punch. Also, you can be really annoying by doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, and you can do it in combos because standing medium punch lets you do that. Yeah, so you can do that in there. If that causes frame rate problems, we might have to do something else to it, but for now, that's what it is. And the important bit about crowd hype. So here we go. If you have any levels of crowd hype at all, you are allowed to basically do your finishers as linkers during supers. So what the hell does that mean? It means if you do an air throw. Oh yeah, also during the super flash, it shows you how much hype you have for any of the supers that matter. So like for level 3, I don't have any, right? Now I have 1, so it shows me that I have 1. Now I have 2, so it shows me that I have 2, right? Yeah, which means that air throw supers get more excited as they do stuff. Alright, so if you have any levels of excitement at all, you can link off of Bulldog and off of Fisherman Slam. So off of the air super, you only get 1. So you can do Bulldog, Headbutt, more stuff, which is pretty cool, and it spends one level at a time. The other way, or the other thing that this helps is level 3. Oh, I forgot to mention, the damage on 3 Wolf Moonsault has been increased slightly. Just because it was like 300 less than about I wanted it to be. Alright, so, for your regular level 3, how many levels do I have at this point? Alright, not one. Good. So, for your regular level 3, you get 5 actions. 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or I can do it with knees if that. Right? So, you can always make the last one into a finisher. Right? But, for every level of excitement that you have, so I'll get 3 of them. Yeah, for every level of excitement that you have, you can make one of the intermediate actions into a finisher. And it uses up excitement, obviously.
Don't get cocky.
So yeah, if you do the full thing with a headbutt, Gringo Killer is not a linker. Sorry. It's only what? Gringo Killer is actually not a linker because we don't have a frame that works for the opponent to get them back into position afterwards. I did the whole animation for it and it just didn't work. Sorry. So Gringo Killer is your damage ender, or you can do chair dance for a untechable knockdown, etc. So if you do the full thing, which is a headbutt and then any 3 linkers you want, that's like 8100. Yeah, but you had to have 3 taunts first. Oh, but again, you can still build up excitement by doing other stuff, right? Or by listening to the crowd. Obviously, there aren't any sounds yet, so there aren't any sounds yet. But yeah, so right? You can also choose to end it with splash or chair dance if you have the chair or whatever. But yeah, so he gets chain throws depending on how excited the crowd is. With this addition and hype basically working the way that I wanted to and slowing the game down a ton with all the confetti, this is barring bug fixes or other very small changes. Like one of the other things that I want to do is the regular finisher should build a small amount of hype. But barring any major bugs or anything, this is Beowulf. So this is everything he was supposed to and is going to have. Ta-da! There you go. Oh, so again, if you have an excitement level from air throw, you can choose just to do pin and it'll give you untechable knockdown. You can choose to do Grendel Killer and it'll get you a lot of damage, or you can choose to do Bulldog, which gets you a follow-up. And if you... Oops, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what I wanted to do. So if you do Bulldog and then Headbutt, you can actually continue off of it, which makes it useful for one level. So, there we go. Hopefully the stream was not at 0 frames a second for most of this. And now you guys can play, and I'll put the build on the other PS3s and we can start the tournament.
Just a moment.
Ta-da! I'm fairly sure there was something I skipped, but I can't remember what it was, so there it is. What? Yeah, alright. Alright, well, ta-da! Go ahead, guys. Go nuts. We can set up the other ones.